Position is obviously a point of strength for both of these teams, Brent.
You believe, BA, that these guys are coming in and not thinking about that very same thing? These guys want to test each other tonight, and you wonder, whoever gets the best of the other guy, will that elevate the next couple weeks of play for them in terms of their confidence? So a big man battle. Let's keep a close eye on it.
The starters for the Golden State Warriors. Curry and Pods make up the backcourt. Draymond Green is out there with Butler, and it's Moody in at the 3 slot. Now here's Curry. The putback, controls the rebound and the putback.
Yeah, Draymond just eating glass that time on the inside, finding some room, carving out space. Great activity.
BA, when he gets the rim in his sights, it's tough to stop.
So aggressive and a determined finisher. Nice. Here's Curry. Outside Moody. Curry surveys. Butler, a screen on George. And it's Butler with the jam.
Jimmy's such a well-conditioned athlete, using that vertical he has to get up and throw it down.
Grant, a big reason for Utah to be excited about the future. Their young head coach, Will Hardy.
Yeah, BA. I mean, he's had this team competitive after trading away both Mitchell and Gobert. And I love how Hardy has developed guys like Lauri Markkanen.
And the Warriors pushing it up now. Green, the pass to Curry. Outside Butler. Outside Podziemski. 5 on the clock. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Here's Green. Good D by Kessler. For Utah, they've gone 1 of 4 to begin this one. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a 3-point play.
Yeah, every coach wants assisted buckets. Guys like George, they move the ball.
Utah shooting their first free throw of the night. Kessler, no good on the free throw. The Warriors have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Pass to Curry. And here's Butler. He's off on the layup. Sexton with it. Green picks him up. Kessler, a screen on Green. To the left wing. George outside. Drops in the 3.
And there's a nice rhythm to his three-point shot. You know, George has a confident stroke.
Here's Curry. Utah with the rebound.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
Offensive rebound. Kessler passes to Sexton. Collins goes in. Kicks it to George.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Here's Markkanen.
2 minutes.
Lets a 3 fly. Collins outside. Kessler a screen. Lets it go from deep. They grab their own miss. It's stolen by Green. Moody with it. Collins there. Moody, good.
Draymond Green patient enough to know when his teammates are running around, at some point one's going to break open, then he finds them.
Sexton with it. Now guarded by Moody. George for 3. Counted from distance. George has got 6.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with Will Hardy. We talked about the task of facing Jimmy Butler, fiery wing. Coach said, you can talk about the scouting report all you want with Jimmy, but he brings the extra dimension. Butler has the attitude that is unmatched in the league. Passion of Jimmy Butler and full focus tonight, Brian.
Thanks for that, Allie. Here's Curry. After the basket by Utah. Here's Podziemski. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Curry.
He's a go-to guy for them because he's that consistent. Time and time again, he delivers.
Markkanen, the pass to Kessler. And that's a foul called on Stephen Curry. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
There's 42 seconds left in the first. Collins outside. Rebounded by Green. Green's got 4 rebounds in the game. Curry finds Butler. Outside Moody. Outside for Butler. Just 5 to shoot. And there's the drive from 8 feet. And it's good. Off the back of the rim and in. Moody's got his second basket of the night.
That's how you execute a pick and roll. Jimmy Butler just toying with the defense and waiting for the opening.
From downtown. That one no good. Tie game here in Utah. And back to the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And if you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And from what we've seen from the Jazz, what's your take so far?
Things have gone the way they wanted here in the first period.
Well, they're playing aggressive, unselfish basketball, exactly what their coach wants.
Collins and Kessler there in the middle. George and Sexton in the backcourt. And it's Markkanen in at the small forward position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. But Grant, despite the Warriors' success over the last decade, it hasn't always been this way for this franchise.
Yeah, they didn't have many winning seasons before they got Steph, Clay, and Dre. And you know, BA, from 1978 to 2012, they made the playoffs just 6 times.
Outside Curry. Green with a screen on George. Now Curry, 5 points in the game. Down low. Here's Butler, and it's Butler with the jam.
I don't know what you do there on the pick and roll. You're so worried about Steph, he ends up moving the ball to get points.
Here's George, and he finishes. That makes it 4 out of 5. The Warriors shooting great, 62% from the field and continuing to get it done. Oh, Curry, what a tough finish.
That's tremendous balance. Steph's ability to keep his composure in that tough situation, work in a tight space, that's impressive.
The 3 from Sexton. Rebounded by Green. Green's got 5 rebounds tonight. It's an even 3-on-3 break. Back to Curry. The 3. Sexton grabs the board.
Ooh, that's a tough break. After poor communication defensively, it leaves him all by himself.
From behind the arc, it's good. Set up beautifully by George. George has got 4 assists now tonight. Curry against George. Utah grabs the miss. Kessler's got 4 rebounds now. For 3, Sexton. They get it again. Collins outside. Pass to Kessler. From outside the arc. George, that one's good. And it's a 4-point Jazz lead. Well, despite the effort to create super teams, the league has a lot of parity right now, Grant.
It really does, and I like it. It's not quite like the 80s Celtics and Lakers or the 90s Bulls, partly because of the salary cap. It's so hard to pay more than 2, maybe 3 stars at a time.
Sexton, another miss. The Warriors have gone 4 for 6 here in the second. Curry with another miss. Utah has gone 3 of 6 from outside in the second quarter.
And there's no question George can fill it up. For him, it's about focusing on shooting good percentages.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
Well, in today's NBA, the three-point shot is so valuable. They realize this, and that's why they're continuing to drain as many as they can.
Well, whether the defense is inviting these shots or not, they've been great in the mid-range. And so producing from there, that bodes well.
Now here's Moody. Green with a screen on Markkanen. Outside Butler. Here's Podziemski. Kessler with a rebound.
That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
A chance here to catch up with Ali from the sideline.
Hey, Brian. The Jazz are making progress. Coach Will Hardy said this team has shown grit and character and has developed a lot of confidence. When we're going through game preparations, the players walk away knowing if they do certain things, they can win. That's a big step in the right direction.
A bright future, Ali. Thank you. And for a scorer as prolific as Markkanen, he doesn't need the ball in his hands too often.
So many of his scores come off assists. So just a great sense of when to get into space and become available.
In transition, here come the Jazz. Here's Sexton. And it's off the back of the rim. No good. Warriors trail by 6. Curry with it. Picked up by Markkanen. Outside Podziemski. Inside. Outside Moody. Butler against Collins. Butler can't get it to go.
Probably should have scored there. He usually does.
For 3, Sexton. On target from range. Sexton's got 9.
Sexton seeing the floor, knowing where to run that time. Good pace.
Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Butler. They need this. Stolen by Collins. Butler with a steal. Left side Curry. Fires the 3. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Now here's Collins. Puts it up. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Great job ending the...
Thank you, Ali. Good stuff. We will be right back after this break for the beginning of the third quarter.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You gotta like what Keontae George has done in this one.
Through 2 quarters of play, he's been an excellent source of points.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
So on the floor for Golden State, they've got Gary Payton II, also Kuminga out there, and it's Spencer in at the 1. Well, the Jazz are one of just 10 NBA franchises to never win a championship, Grant.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard to believe considering they had the 4th best winning percentage in NBA history. Think about it. If it weren't for one Michael Jordan, they'd probably have 2 rings.
A line change here for Utah. Utah leading by 11. Drives to the hoop.
Oh, excellent way to pad the lead.
Yeah, especially when it's your 1 throwing it down like that.
Oh, yeah, his teammates love that one. I'm sure he's going to hear about it when he gets to the huddle.
And it's Hield missing. Utah's gone 6 of 14 from the perimeter tonight. Here's Hendricks. He's watched by Kuminga. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
First personal foul.
You got to be cautious when you guard Clarkson. He's got a good burst. When he gets assertive like that, oftentimes will draw a foul.
And when you look back at the 2023 draft, the Warriors got great value out of their picks.
Yeah, I mean, they got Podziemski with the 19th pick, a versatile player who impacts the game at both ends. And they also got Trace Jackson-Davis late in the 2nd round. And he is a fundamentally sound big man with great upside.
They set the pick. Fires from deep. It's rebounded by Golden State. Pass to Payton. Over a minute and a half now into this third quarter action. Hield passes to Kuminga. Oh, Kuminga, so deadly at the rim.
It's not easy to work the ball inside in this league, but they've done it all night.
Here's Hendricks. He's watched by Kuminga. Here's Collier on the take. Knocks it loose.
Oh, you could tell right there he just wanted to go for the jam, but the defense too good and distracting.
Hield passes to Payton. Out to Hield. Pass to Kuminga. Shot clock at 6. Now Payton. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over.
Utah ball.
Jazz leading by 13. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. And here's Kuminga. He'll bring it up for the Warriors. Crosses over. And the layup is good.
Showing off the dribble moves. Able to create for himself. I love it.
And there's the screen. Clarkson for 3. Utah with another miss. Warriors trail by 11.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Pass to post. Outside Kuminga. Man, oh man, Kuminga with the easy bounce. Throws it down.
Gotta love the effort there. An undersized 4 who can really make things happen with that leaping ability.
And Brett, you've always seen the flashes, but now it seems the game is slowed down for Kuminga.
Well, BA, a lot of fans clamoring for Kuminga to get minutes even earlier on, but the Warriors took a very slow approach to his development, and now you're starting to see some of that athleticism and strength and some of that patience paying off for Jonathan Kuminga.
Here's Payton. No good from outside. Utah leading by 11. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, Coach Steve Kerr said of Jonathan Kuminga, we were trying really for a long time to get him to attack, get the ball in the paint and dunk it because he's unstoppable there. You just don't know when something's going to click, but it has clicked, and it's beautiful to see.
He has certainly found his lane, Allie. Thank you. Pass to Kuminga. Uses the glass on the layup. Kuminga's got 6.
Great timing and coordination. Lays it in coming off that pick.
Collier, no good. Warriors trail by 9. Here's Spencer. Hield passes to Kuminga. To the inside. Payton finds Kuminga. Here's Spencer. He's covered by Clarkson. And they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation. And the Warriors going with a whole new group out there. 23 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. George outside. Back to Sexton. And it's Jimmy Butler with the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
George feels it out a bit. Collins outside. Back to George. Shoots over Curry. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And so it's the Utah Jazz with a...
All right, fans.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Jazz leading by 9. Sexton and Markkanen out on the wings. Collins and Kessler there in the middle. And it's George in at the 1. That's the group for Utah right now. Sexton against Curry. Puts up a 3. And that comes off the assist by Green.
He can score on you in bunches. Curry doing it all in this one.
George passes to Collins. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Warriors trail by 6. Pass to Green. Outside for Butler. Outside Curry. And here is Green. Shot clock at 5. Down low. Draymond. Oh, such a force inside.
Draymond Green around the rim trying to find a little bit of a window to get that ball up.
Marking it inside. Defended by Pajemski. Kicks it to George. Kessler, a screen on Curry. Here's George. And he gets it to go.
And just muscling it in. George, very aggressive.
And for the Warriors, they're shooting efficiently, 50% so far. Curry passes to Moody. And it's blocked by Kessler. Now here's Collins. Moody defends. Marketed for three. Pajemski grabs the board.
Well, he just hasn't found his rhythm tonight, partly because he's gotten fewer touches.
Curry passes to Green. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup.
With all eyes on Steph when he has the ball, his teammates find openings, and he finds them.
Sexton, a screen on Curry. Outside for Sexton. From deep three-point land. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. George has got 6 assists now in the game. Curry against George. Outside Pajemski. And that's a foul called on Walker Kessler. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Green with a screen on George. And here's Curry for three. Utah with the rebound. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. And the jam by George.
Yes, sir. George with the flush.
George against Curry. And it's blocked by Kessler. And he gets the bucket. They can take their time if they want.
Yes, you have to regroup. Make sure you get a good shot.
Sexton goes in. And it's Stephen Curry with the rebound. Warriors trail by 7. To the paint. Here's Butler. And it's blocked by Kessler. And he's able to get it back. Curry with it. Picked up by Markkanen. Clock at 6. Curry with another miss.
Something's off about him this quarter.
Well, he's missing, and it's starting to affect a little bit in his body language, and you just don't want to see that.
Back to George. Pass to Collins. Now George. There's the triple. Warriors with the rebound. Green's got 7 rebounds in the game. Tries to break his ice. Curry creates inside.
You know he's going to have the ball, and then you feel he's going to come through. He did it there.
Here's Sexton. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. And the Jazz lead by 7.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
The three from Curry. Curry with another miss.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Markkanen, the pass to Collins. Back to Markkanen. Outside for Sexton. Collins a screen from deep three-point land. And that one's good. Collins, Sexton for 3.
Well, Sexton feeling it now and getting it going from the three-point line.
Pass to Pajemski. Back to Curry. Green with a screen on George. And here's Curry for 3. That won't go either for Curry. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not careful there. And so it's Utah with the W. I'm sure they would have preferred a blowout victory, but a win's a win. Allie, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For
You think of about the future of this great league, certainly, Greg, some terrific young talent on display here tonight.
Yeah, and Kevin, who's got next? I mean, some gifted players here answering in the affirmative.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. We've got Jeremy Grant. Avdia is out there with DeAndre Ayton. Then it's Sharp, and it's Kamare in at the shooting guard position. Now, here's Grant. Jordan Clarkson missing his last shot. Lets it go with a three. Second chance shot. Latre. And the basket by Kamare.
Well, DeAndre Ayton is a team-first guy, and boy, does he set up the open man.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks, Kevin. Now, Will Hardy talked to me a little while ago. Now, he highlighted the problems that come along with facing a center like DeAndre Ayton. Coach said DeAndre impacts the game on both ends of the floor. He can score inside, shoot the mid-range jumper, and defensively, he can protect the rim and switch out on the perimeter. Certainly a talented young center. Back to you guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated. Greg Collins Sexton, still so young. He entered the league when he was just 19.
Yeah, drafted back in 2018. Sexton has a few years left in his 20s, so you expect him to continue to expand his game and improve on both ends.
And so it's Utah here with the ball. The Blazers getting the bucket. Kessler wide open. He fires. No good from outside.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Avdia with it, and it's Clarkson picking him up. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot two. You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic pull. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
I think what you like most about DeAndre Ayton is probably how efficient he is on the offensive end. Now, obviously, the next step, he's got to raise his game and defensive intensity on that end of the floor. Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Sexton's shot is good.
Big-time range from Colin Sexton. Test your limits, young sir.
Now, here's Avdia. There's the three. A three-pointer is right on target.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Here's Sharp. Rebound, Utah. Sexton deciding where to go with it. And finished off by Collins.
I'm sure his teammates love having a guy like Collins on the receiving end of those alley-oops. As fun an assist as you'll get.
Now, here's Sharp.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Puts up a three. Rebound collected by Clarkson. And here's Clarkson. He brings it up for the Jazz. Trailing by 2. Pass to Collins. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter.
And Collins isn't going to take it easy when he's going to the basket. He's throwing it down with force.
Over to the wing. Ayton against Kessler. Avdia kicks to Ayton. 5 on the clock, and the dunk by Grant.
Well, Jeremy Grant going to give a little lesson in how to finish off a drive. Whoa.
Outside, Sexton. Here's Clarkson. The shot goes in, first of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Sexton against Sharp. And that's a foul called on Lauri Markkanen. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
There's 45 seconds left here in the first quarter. Clock at 6. Here's Sharp. That's good on the jump shot. Sharp's got his second bucket of the game to go.
This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
Clarkson passes to Sexton. Markkanen against Avdia. Markkanen kicks to Clarkson. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
This guy is more than capable of making that play. Jordan Clarkson confident around the cup.
Pass to Ayton. Wide open look. The shot, no good.
Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
Tie game in Utah. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
Well, you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
On the court for the Trailblazers, Andre out there with Denny Avdia. Then it's Sharp, then there's Grant, and it's Kamare in at the 2-guard. Kessler in the post. He's covered by 8. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on 8. Utah shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. BB, one thing about Kessler, he will challenge anybody at the rim. Wow.
Yeah, there's no question, Kevin. Walker Kessler is one of those guys who's not afraid to get dunked on. He is a rim protector of the highest order. He's going to win some, he's going to lose some, but he's always going to try to do his job.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Walker Kessler.
That's his first
foul.
First team foul.
Sexton against Sharp. Avdia, a screen on Sexton. And it's Sharp missing. Utah leading. Launches it. They get it back. Outside, Sexton. Collins setting the pick for Sexton. That's good for his third bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
Well, if you've got the speed of Colin Sexton, put the ball on the deck and make sure you make good use of it.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Sharp against Sexton. Grant surveying the D. Shot clock at 6. Can't get it to fall, and he's missed the second after making his first. Jazz leading by 3. Here's Kessler. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Trailblazers have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Stolen by Collins. Fast break. Here come the Jazz. Stolen by Grant. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Yep, that one goes in there. Avdia's got 5 now.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
The Jazz again can't hit it. Trailblazers have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Portland had, Greg, one of the great guard combinations in Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter.
Man, that was one heck of a backcourt. And they really complemented each other so well. Drexler with his explosive scoring ability, and Porter could just do a little bit of everything.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Utah Jazz.
They've been so aggressive, going strong at the defense, looking to score off of that penetration.
We've also seen them show a willingness to take advantage of the mid-range opportunities. The defense conceding these looks, and they're cashing in.
Pass to Avdia. Just 5 on the clock. From the arc. Knocks down the 3 ball. He's got 8.
I'll tell you, he'll take that all day, every day. I'm sure he was shocked to find himself that wide open.
Sexton with a screen on Sharp. Intercepted. It's 2-on-1. Oh, Ayton in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Elite athleticism from Mr. Ayton. No doubt on the dunk.
Collins setting the pick for Sexton. There's the drive, and it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got 6 rebounds in the game. Grant on the wing. He's guarded by Markkanen. Here's Sharp. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Great at creating shots. Sharp did it there with that catch and shoot.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Jazz trail by 8. Clarkson passes to Sexton. Can they get it? Kessler with it. Back to Sexton. Kessler setting the pick for Sexton. Another miss by Utah.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate.
Outside, Avdia. And it's Grant in the corner. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Sexton finds Collins. The basket good off the assist from Sexton. Collins has got his 3rd basket of the night.
And with that three-pointer, how about ending that 11-0 run by Portland?
Collins, Sexton.
You know, when you talk about this Jazz team, Doris, you have to mention head coach Will Hardy.
You certainly do, Kevin, because remember, he came from the Boston Celtics organization. He also had a history in San Antonio. He is known as an excellent tactician. He does an incredible job scouting. Utah always one of the best prepared teams in the league.
Here's Clarkson. And the layup falls. Clarkson's got 6 points.
Well, Jordan Clarkson, a nice, efficient look there. Boy, that'll help your percentages.
And here's Sharp. He's got 8. Grant outside. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
Well, this is why Jeremy Grant's size is important. Stretches out beautifully whenever he's close to the rack.
Clarkson dishes to Markkanen. Out to Clarkson. Pass to Sexton. With 2 seconds left. Here's Kessler. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Portland with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They've played the better game so far, but their work is far from over. We've got more in store for you right after this.
And get ready for the fan half-court shot.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Shaedon Sharp really making a difference here.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
They've got Martin, also George out there. And it's Filipowski in at the center. That's the group right now for Utah. Mikhailuk passes to Filipowski. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Robert Williams.
His first personal foul.
That's his first foul.
Team foul.
Now Martin. Down low. Mikhailuk. Pass to Hendricks. Martin dishes to George. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lays it up off the glass. George has got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Jazz. And a big part of perimeter defense, Greg, avoiding screens. There's some of the tricks of the trade in that regard.
Well, sometimes you have to get skinny. I mean, other times it's using your strength. A lot goes into it. Also, getting a cadence for the screener. It's one of the more challenging aspects of NBA defense.
Martin against Henderson. Thibault with the ball. He has yet to score. And then Henderson with the dunk.
Exploding off the floor. Henderson finishes it off midair.
From deep, George, good on the triple. George has got 5 points so far.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. The Utah Jazz last season became one of the first teams in the league to move their games to broadcast television. It's a gamble, but they just about tripled their reach. And with the rapid growth in the region, they have a chance to attract new fans. Kevin, no doubt, other NBA teams are keen to see how this goes.
Oh, David, no question at all. We thank you for your report. Simons against George. And it's Simons missing. Jazz have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Pass to Hendricks. For the lead. And he lays it up and in. And the Jazz lead by 1.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Here's Mikhailuk. Outside for Martin. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by Thibault. Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Williams finds Thibault. Banked in off the glass. Thibault's got his first bucket in this one.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
From deep, George. No good on that one. Portland leading, pushing it up. Pass to Williams. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Henderson outside. Nailed from three-point land. Henderson's got 5 points in the quarter.
A part of Henderson's game that's improving. Nice to see him build some confidence from behind the line.
From deep, George. Another miss by Utah. Trailblazers leading by 4. Thibault for 3. And again, it's Portland with the 3.
And really, this is the time to push it. Try to extend that lead.
They can make things much easier on themselves in the fourth if they just have a few more possessions like that.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Utah with the rebound.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
Well, it's hard to imagine that the play was designed to go in that direction. Boy, I'd be surprised if we see that again.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
For 3. He can't get it to go. Jazz trail by 7.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Well, it's amazing. If you finish quarters the right way, it can have such a great impact on the outcome of a game. Oh, an easy look, but he decides to be a crowd pleaser. I'm sure he's upset for attempting that one.
And here's George for 3. And no good that time. And so it's Portland bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. A good size advantage, and they'll look.
It's the fourth quarter.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. On the floor for Portland, Grant is out there with Avdia. Then it's DeAndre Ayton. Then it's Sharp. And it's Kamare in at the 2-guard spot. Avdia on the wing. Here's Sharp. Offensive rebound. Back to Avdia. Ayton a screen on Markkanen. Here's Avdia. Drains it from beyond the arc. And the Trailblazers lead by 10.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Clarkson against Sharp. Tries from 16, and he makes that one. Sharp's got the lead up to 12 now for the Trailblazers.
Oh, making it look routine. This is why Sharp's guys encourage him to look for that shot.
Markkanen finds Sexton. From outside the arc, the Jazz again can't hit it.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
Just 4 to shoot. Fires from deep. Hits it from 3-point range.
And it's important Sexton makes those. The more he hits from outside, the more the floor will open up.
Ayton sets the pick for Sharp. Inside. And Ayton throws it down.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the 2-hand slam. And finished off by Collins.
And how about the mobility from the big man? I love when Collins takes charge and goes aggressively to the hoop.
And Jordan Clarkson is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
First team foul.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Here's Avdia. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just spanning the flank.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Avdia, the pass to Grant. Over Collins. And it's hauled in by Lauri Markkanen.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Collins finds Sexton. Misses the 3.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And stolen by Ayton. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And so it's Avdia with it. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. And it's Ayton missing. Jazz trail by 8.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
1:58 left in the fourth quarter. Sexton with a screen on Grant. Stolen by Grant. Ayton, the pass to Avdia. And finished off by Avdia.
Assist.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Right side, Avdia. Over Collins. Avdia can't hit. Utah's got a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the fourth. The Jazz again can't hit it.
Just enough coverage to bother that 3-point attempt.
His 3-pointer's off the mark.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And 1:01 left to play here in the fourth.
And he's easily been their best rebounder tonight.
He's competed for every missed shot. Feels like he's quicker to the basketball than anyone else out there.
Pass to Ayton. Shot clock at 5. Puts one up from 19. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Ayton's got the lead up to 12 now for the Trailblazers. There's a screen. That one from long range. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Ayton a screen on Collins. Avdia the pass to Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
Saw the opportunity to put this away, and you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. And in the win, a comfortable win.
Should see some. Great ball movement with these two teams, Grant. Fantastic group of passers on each side.
They're just so unselfish. They play for one another. You can see how it keeps the whole team involved. And I'll tell you what, I just love watching teams that can pass like this.
Here's the starting group for Portland. They've got DeAndre Ayton, Denny Avdia out there with Jeremy Grant. Then they're Sharp, and it's Kamare in at the shooting guard position. Now here's Curry. Avdia pulls it in.
Got the ball where he wanted it, but then got swarmed.
Three-pointer Sharp. Counted from distance.
And everybody wants to see what kind of range Sharp has. Looks like the NBA three-point line won't be a problem for him.
Here's Curry. Pass to Butler. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Curry.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. You'll gladly take those.
That one rocked this arena.
That's the kind of dunk right there that makes you think he's going to rip down the rim. Remember when people were questioning whether the Warriors were truly a dynasty, RJ?
I do, and that was erased for good with that championship run in 2022. I still think that that is Steph's most important championship. That title cemented them as one of the all-time great teams of the last 50 years.
No good on the quick three. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Hits the trifecta.
Such a quick release. As soon as the ball touches his hands, it's gone.
First quarter and about a minute and a half in. Earlier, Allie LaForce spoke with head coach Steve Kerr. What'd you find out, Allie?
How they'll go about defending DeAndre Ayton came up, and coach told me once Ayton gets deep, it's too late. We need to find him early and not let him set up down low. Push him out to the line. That's a lot to be pushing around with Ayton being as big as they come, guys.
All right, appreciate it, Allie. Now here's Curry. On the wing, Green. Shot clock at 6. Now here's Curry. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. Sharp finds Ayton. Oh, and the jam by Ayton.
With his length, Ayton can easily get to the rim. In fact, he almost makes it look too easy.
Drive by Curry. Up and in on the layup. Curry's got 5 now.
That is just ridiculous. He is just an absolute surgeon when he has the ball. This man is surgical. There is no way to slow him down when he wants to score.
Now here's Grant. No luck on that one. Nice D from Moody. Jacks up a 3. Curry, no good. Portland has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Grant, right side. Oh, Grant throws it down.
Oh, a skilled interior player. I mean, Grant's teammates get him the rock and encourage him to punch it in.
From 6 feet away, and it's Curry getting it to go. He's got 7. For Portland, they've gone 4 of 7, shooting a solid percentage. Well, Richard, with the relocations and the floor he covers, Curry is still an anomaly with his conditioning.
Oh, he's got an off-season program that would make other NBA stars tap out, including myself. His conditioning is amongst the best of all time. It wears on you as a defender. defender.
And the Warriors with possession here. Portland making their last shot. And it's Jeremy Grant with a foul. That's his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into this first quarter. Outside Curry. Avdia with a steal.
Defensively, you always want to keep vision on the ball. Nice job tracking and coming away with it.
And Grant gets it to go.
No hesitation from Grant. He's not bashful shooting off the catch when given the chance.
Curry with it. Avdia picks him up. Curry passes to Butler. Back to Curry. Outside Pajemski. And he buries his first look.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
A chance to go 2 for 1.
And you really must play this just right.
Back to Aiden. Outside Sharp. Into the lane. And it's a big finish right on Draymond Green. Oh, my goodness.
And Sharp has to be one of the best finishers at the rim in this young class.
Portland shooting their first free throw in this game. 27 seconds left now in the first quarter. Now here's Curry. He's closely guarded. Outside Pajemski. Moody on the wing. Just 4 to shoot. And here's Curry for 3. Can't hit that one. The baskets were coming early and often in the first quarter. Portland ahead. They're up by 6. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Portland.
Well, their offense is clicking so far, capturing the momentum here early on.
Credit the game plan coming in. They've identified some weaknesses, and they are exploiting them.
Curry and Pods make up the backcourt. Jimmy Butler out there with Draymond Green. And it's Moody in at the 3. That's the group for Golden State as we kick off the second quarter. The 3 from Curry. Portland with a rebound.
He came out today planning to do as much damage from three-point range as possible. Well, it looks like it's time to change up the plan, guys.
Here's Kamare. Ayton. Great positioning on the putback.
Not afraid to throw his big body around. Ayton good at keeping plays going.
Outside Curry. Pass to Butler, over Avdia, and there's Butler. That one's good on the assist by Curry.
And you like the balance here, not just falling in love with the 3-ball.
Blockbuster trades have become more the norm here in the NBA, Grant. Just ask Portland in 2023.
Yeah, the Trailblazers were at the center of some big moves. But that's just how it's done now. Entire teams can be restructured in the process of a single transaction.
Portland with a rebound. Ayton's got his 5th rebound in this one. Outside Sharp. Ayton with a screen. Sharp passes to Graham. Back to Sharp. Let's go with a 3. Rebounded by Green. Warriors trail by 9. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Brian, the Warriors play a unique style predicated on passing and cutting off the ball. Stephen Curry said the main goal is to just force the defense to make as many decisions as you can. So with all that ball movement and body movement, they're going to mess up at some point. Brian?
Well, it helps having a weapon like Stephen Curry. Thanks, Allie.
And the dime going to Ayton, expanding the passing part of his game.
Outside Curry. 4-3. Curry with another miss.
It's clear he's totally out of sync. The team needs to rethink its strategy around what to do with him.
Ayton with a screen. 3-pointer Sharp. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
and so difficult to defend. Sharp has 3-level scoring ability, and he is prolific.
Here's Curry, and he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. You know, for all the accolades thrown Stephen Curry's way, Richard, I've heard you say he might be the best conditioned player ever.
Absolutely. When you think about all the ground he covers every single game, his stamina is still something that I will always be impressed with.
Pass to Avdia. Butler with a steal. The three is up. Curry splashes it in.
Not sure there's such a thing as a bad three for Steph.
Now here's Sharp, defended by Pajemski. Oh, there's the alley. And Ayton with the stuff.
He's a nimble guy for someone with that size. Ayton can get off of his feet quick for a lob.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Curry drives, and he banks in the layup. Curry's got 7 points for the quarter.
Yeah, he was able to sneak it to the rim. Had enough room to get just like an easy layup.
Avdia against Butler. Grant with a screen on Butler. Pass to Kamari. From the arc. Hauled in by Curry. And so Curry will bring it up for the Warriors. 9-point game. Oh, nice job in the paint from Curry.
On a night like tonight, Steph Curry is must-watch basketball. He can score from anywhere.
Here's Avdia. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
The Warriors have gotten 4 of 8 shots to drop in the second. Outside Curry. From deep. Sends it home from three-point land. Curry's got 19 points.
Yeah, the sweet-looking jumper of Steph. It just looks so pure coming out of his hands.
Golden State foul.
Richard, it comes as no surprise that Golden State is routinely at the top of the league for made threes.
That's how this team has been constructed. They are custom built to rain threes on you, and we've seen it be very, very effective.
And it's a completely new group here for the Warriors. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Grant.
It's a great read to get a hand in there and disrupt the play.
Yeah, I think he was hoping to maybe even get the steal, but I agree. He still got a good outcome.
Here's Spencer, guarded by Sharp. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
The officials were right on top of that one.
And he makes the first. That one falls, so he hits both of them. 20 seconds left to play in the first half of basketball. Pass to Kamari. Sharp, a screen on Hield. Throws it up high.
And the lead increases on a crazy offensive sequence.
Man, the dunk alone would have been incredible, let alone the fact that it came off a 10-point pass. And so it's Portland finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Their key to consistency has been their dominance in the paint. They've been the more physical team. All right, now let's... Okay, Allie, appreciate it. And folks, we'll be back after halftime to begin the third quarter. Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. Stephen Curry having a dominant impact in this game.
Yeah, tonight, he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
And you love that mindset he has going at the rim. He hasn't settled for anything, and he's been the aggressor all game long.
On the court right now for the Trailblazers, we've got Anthony Simons, Robert Williams out there with Klingon, then there's Scoot Henderson, and it's Thibault in at the 3, the small forward. And the foul called on Buddy Hield. That's his first foul of the game. So it's Portland now. Simons outside, pass to Thibault, 6 to shoot. Here's Spencer. Here's Kuminga. Outside Payton. Three-pointer. That's tipped, and it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here. All right, Grant, which U.S.-born player do you think has the best chance to supplant LeBron as the face of the league?
Oh, man, you're putting me on the spot, B.A. Well, the conversation has to be between Jason Tatum, Ja Morant, and Anthony Edwards. They're the best young talent that the U.S. has to offer, and they're only getting better. What he might lack in height at the 4 spot, he makes up for it with his burst.
Simons outside. They set the pick. Thibault, a screen on Payton. 4 on the clock. To the middle. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole. And he's usually able to score on that type of defense rather easily. Surprising to see him come away empty.
And you watch Donovan Klingon. He really benefited from that extra year in college, Grant.
Yeah, the development cycle can be a little longer for centers, B.A. He cleaned up a lot offensively and took his strength and conditioning to another level.
Portland leading by 10. Outside Thibault. There's the triple. Sinks the tray. Thibault's got 5 now.
Since halftime, they have been efficient and effective, making Coach very happy.
Well, I credit some of that to their communication out on the floor. They are attacking as a unit.
Ooh, bouncy. That should give them a nice lift.
Good timing. They needed that one.
And they need more where that came from. They're not out of this hole yet.
Simons outside. Pass to Klingon. Nifty move. And it's good on the lay-in. And the Trailblazers lead by 13.
Man, this is where you feed the big man Klingon. He knows how to execute from this close.
Here's Spencer. Banked it in off the glass. Spencer's gotten his second bucket.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Henderson against Hield. Henderson right side. Oh, there's a killer two-hand slam.
Yeah, and Henderson has got some hops for sure. You cannot let him get to the rim.
Pass to Payton. Outside Hield. Kuminga with a screen on Henderson. Here's Payton. Ooh, anticipated the pass. It's a turnover. Henderson outside. And he jams it home with authority.
An athleticism on display there by Henderson. Just an acrobatic move to finish the play.
To the paint. Here's Post. Oh, it's blocked by Williams. And here's Simons outside. He buries it from 3. Simons got himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Outside Payton. puts up a deep three. And the Warriors miss again. And here's Simons. From behind the arc. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And here at the end of the third, it's a double-digit ball game. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that, Don. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
A lot of times a spectacular pass is more impressive than a spectacular shot. This is one of those times.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Curry and Pods make up the backcourt. Moses Moody out there with Butler, and it's Green in at the center position. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
You're not going to get stops against him unless you give an effort.
Warriors trail by 20. Curry with it. Outside for Butler. Back to Curry. There's the three. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. You just missed it. You just couldn't make the connection. But you appreciate their attempt at moving the ball.
So Portland ends up going with a new group. Up top, Pajimski. Outside Curry. Launches a three. And Aiden pulls it down. Aiden's got rebound number 8 here already in the game. It's Avdia on the wing. Off target from three-point range. And Curry's got the ball here for the Golden State Warriors. And he comes up with a bucket. Curry's got 21 points in the game.
And you're asking for trouble when you give Curry this positioning. He's so efficient down there.
And the foul called on Brandon Pajimski. That'll be a second foul of the game.
First team foul.
And just about a minute and a half gone by in the fourth. Here's Kamare. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Warriors trail by 18. Curry surveys. Pass to Butler. The kick out. Curry from the arc. Offensive board. Outside Moody. Lets the three fly. And it's Stephen Curry with the three. Curry's got 5 points now this quarter.
He's scoring the rock at will, but he needs more help from his teammates.
Here's Kamare. He's covered by Curry. And he drives in. And a two-handed jam.
With two hands on the rock, he powers it through.
Totally in control, protecting the ball the whole way. Pass to Pajimski. Stolen by Sharp. Grant outside. For three. Sharp. That one's good. He's got 19. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Portland.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
Another big factor for them has been their ability to get points off the turnovers. The easiest offense is created by good defense. He turns the offensive board into a big slam.
Wow, he was so well positioned there. Credit his anticipation. Pass to Kamare. Here's Ayton. Again, the Trailblazers, good for two.
And they just continue to attack, even late in the game, while they're up big.
If you want to be great, you have to have that killer instinct.
Now here's Butler. Back to Curry. 6 on the shot clock. Sinks it from distance. Curry's got 27.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Trailblazers.
Man, they were in a groove from long range tonight.
Yeah, they were able to find space, and they were ready to let it fly the moment they saw an opening. Yeah, the vertical for Sharp is there. He'll be a challenge to contest in this league for sure.
And here's Curry for three. Avdia pulls it in. Portland leading by 19. Pass to Kamare. Fires for three. The rebound by Moody. The Warriors have gotten 4 of 9 shots to go in during this fourth quarter. Curry passes to Green. The shot comes out. Ooh, excellent D there from Ayton. Now Portland with it. And here's Avdia. Now Ayton. He's covered by Curry. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Man, you know what? We'll give them some credit for battling today, but this one is just about over.
32 seconds left in the final quarter. Grant. The Warriors pull it in. Now Curry. From deep three-point range. No luck on that one. Now here's Ayton. So no problem for Portland as they get the win. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a miracle that never came.
Yeah, and this team was
but eventually I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back.
the center position.
Yeah, and Kevin, the way the game has changed, we don't see these kind of big men matchups much anymore. And so it's great to see one where two great big guys going at it, and they're going to go after each other.
And Stan, you know what you're talking about. You've had the opportunity to coach some great big men.
Oh, I have. I had Shaquille O'Neal, Dwight Howard, Andre Drummond. I seem to always have good centers.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, wing pair will be Sexton and Markkanen. Preparing up front, it'll be Collins and Kessler. And it's George in at the point guard. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I caught up with Coach Steve Kerr. Now, I asked Coach about the defensive game plan tonight, and he said preventing easy buckets around the rim, and that starts with John Collins. He's a great interior scorer, especially when he gets ahead of steam, so we have to limit those opportunities. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, David. And an unfortunate trend for the Utah Jazz stand the past couple seasons, losing the battle of possessions.
Yeah, Kevin, and that's hard to overcome. When you turn the ball over at a high rate, and then at the other end, you don't force any turnovers, you're losing that possession game all the time. Now, fortunately, they rebound the ball well, and that helps a little, but it doesn't totally solve the problem.
Outside, Sexton. They shoot again. Warriors with the rebound.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
And here's Sexton after Jimmy Butler made that last three-pointer.
And superb at just finding avenues to the bucket. When Sexton goes strong inside, he is hard to stop.
Curry against George. They grab their own miss. That one doesn't go. Utah has gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Markkanen, good.
How about the shooting stroke from Markkanen, appearing very comfortable pulling the trigger from deep.
George against Curry. Lets the three fly. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Curry's got 7 points in the game.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Collins wide open, he fires. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
And you love how instant Collins' shot can be. Gets a pass and wastes no time in releasing it.
Curry, shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. 9 points in the game so far.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
After bursting onto the scene as a rookie, Coach Van Gundy, expectations certainly increased for Walker Kessler.
Yeah, and Kevin, I think he's handled those expectations well. He knows who he is. He's first and foremost a defensive rim protector and a rebounder. He's a rim runner on offense. He's a pick-and-roll guy, and he knows that he's got to continue to grow in the other areas.
Now Markkanen after the missed three from Stephen Curry. Markkanen passes to Kessler. 6 to shoot. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. That three off the mark. The Warriors trail. Curry outside. Good on the three-point shot. Curry's got a couple of threes now in the first of the Warriors.
This is why you got to be right up on Curry, because he's a dangerous threat off the dribble.
That's a two from Sexton. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
Now here's Curry. He's got 12. Drops in the layup for 2. Curry's got 14 points for the game.
On the offensive end, Curry, both prolific and efficient.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Warriors leading by 4. Moody the pass to Green. And the Warriors take on 2 more.
Assisted buckets. Every team wants them. They show you're running effective team offense.
It's good from long range.
3 points.
Here's Curry. A 3 ball. It's been all about Stephen Curry for the Warriors. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they dictated the pace to this point, looking to run at every opportunity.
On the floor for Utah, getting going here in the second quarter. The guard pair, it's George and Sexton. In it forward, it's going to be Markkanen and Collins. And it's Kessler in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Curry finishes off the break.
Stronger than he looks. Curry able to take the hit there and finish.
Outside for Sexton. No good on the triple. Warriors leading by 8. Breaks since reaching 5 consecutive NBA Finals. The Warriors have missed the playoffs 3 of the past 5 years.
And to be fair, they did go 46 and 36 last season. They were 10 games over 500 last year. So they weren't a bad team, but Golden State doesn't just expect to be in the play-in. They want to be a contender.
Butler is screen on George. Lets it go from deep. Oh, Curry so accurate from three-point range.
He has perfected his ability in the pick and roll. Curry going to work.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Jazz trail by 11. Here's George. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, a couple of seasons ago, Steph Curry first brought out the night-night when he put a team away. Asked about his inspiration, he said, I have no idea. I don't choreograph any of that stuff. I was just having fun. You know how kids' bedtime routines are important? It's the final signal for job well done that day. Kevin?
Well said. He is a 1 of 1, D.A. Pass to Moody. Back to Curry. Launches it from deep. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Outside for Sexton. Beyond the arc. Shoots the 3, and he's good on the 3 ball. And now just a 5-point Warrior lead.
And it's important Sexton makes those. The more he hits from outside, the more the floor will open up.
And it's sent back by George. Here's Curry. And they pick up 2. Curry's got 26 points.
Yeah, that's a nice hustle play, but boy, it drives a coach crazy to concede second chance points.
And many around the league believe Curry doesn't get enough fouls called in his favor. G.A., what do you think?
There could be some truth to that. He gets held and grabbed more than anyone when running off screen, but especially blatant on drives to the rim. Curry is just lethal from outside.
Now George. Pass to Markkanen. Outside, George. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
3-pointer.
George has got 5 points now in the quarter. Moody finds Butler. Majemski on the wing. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Second personal foul.
Greg, over the last few seasons, one area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebounding.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you better be ready to put a body on somebody.
Pass to George. It's deflected, and it's out of bounds. Nice touch by Curry.
Great energy on the deflection, and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
Collins kicks to George. Kicks it out to Collins. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
Free ball.
Collins has got 6.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Outside, Sexton. A three-pointer off the mark. Warriors leading by 6. Here's Curry with the 3. Drains the three-pointer. Curry's got 32 points.
And you can tell he's looking for his shot. He just believes in it.
Well, yeah, and the defense is going to have to respond to that and chase him off the arc.
And there's the call on Curry.
First personal foul.
That's his first foul.
Team foul.
27 seconds left in the first half. George passes to Kessler. Kicks it out to Collins. Clock is at 3. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Warriors basketball.
Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
Yeah, quick thinking pays off big. What a block.
Collins against Curry. The kick outside to Butler. Back to Curry. He gets it up. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's the Golden State Warriors ahead. But thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Curry has been sensational.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
So with Butler sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. We've got Heel, Jonathan Kuminga out there with Peyton, and it's Post in at the 5, roaming the paint. Jazz trail by 9. Here's Martin. That one goes. Count it. Martin's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Jazz. He takes it in. Spencer's shot is off. Utah shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. Pass to Filipowski. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Three-pointer. Well, Stan, as a former coach, I imagine it has to be hard for you to watch basketball as a fan.
Well, it is. It's very hard, almost impossible. I'm almost always watching from a coach's standpoint, an X and O standpoint. But I will say, even when I was standing on the sidelines, NBA players are so good that you have fan moments even while you're coaching.
It seems like every game we see something we've never seen before, right?
I can remember turning around to my assistants and saying, "Can you believe that?"
Just 5 to shoot. Kuminga, screen on Clarkson. Golden State needs to get off a shot. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Jazz trail by 6. And there's the drive.
Wow, Clarkson can really move. And once he's airborne, there's nothing the D can do.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. A putback. Utah has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And finished off by Martin.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. Here's Post, covered by Martin. Here's Heel, driving inside. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
Impressive display of focus there from Hill. Never lost sight of the rim.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Here's McKyler, covered by Payton. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And sometimes we forget about Clarkson's vertical. He's more than happy to remind us on those throwdowns.
Here's Spencer. He's covered by Clarkson. Outside, Kuminga. Clock at 6. Pass to Spencer. From outside, off the mark. Jazz trail by 3. It's Martin on the wing. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Yeah, taking away the lead is never easy, but a rally like this is how you do it.
Payton looking around. Rebound, Utah. Martin with it. Out guarded by Hield. McKyler passes to Martin. Here's Hendricks. For the lead. And that one drops. And the Jazz lead by 1. There's 53 seconds left to play in the third. And it's Hield off the drive. That one falls. Hield's got 5.
A guy like Buddy out-hustles other players on the floor. He gets inside, and there he finishes strong.
And that one good from Clarkson. Clarkson's got the lead up to 1 now for the Jazz. Third quarter here, and 5 lead changes so far.
And guys, neither team has been able to pull away. Big hops from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game, GA, going in their direction.
Yeah, what a huge dunk. Making a statement right there.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Jacks up a 3. And the call will go against Jonathan Kuminga. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul. Substitution on the court.
Here's Clarkson. They set the pick. Good if it goes. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And the game still closely contested as we end the third quarter. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Utah leading. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. In it forward, it's going to be Markkanen and Collins. The guard pair, it's George and Sexton. And it's Kessler in at the 5. And Curry, here we go. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Curry's got 34.
I mean, he is so lethal on the drive. Once Curry knifes inside, there's little you can do to stop him.
Sexton, and Sexton slams it in.
go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up with some shaky defending.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
Collins looking around. And George kicks to Sexton. Wants to get it to Kessler and does. Just 5 on the clock. Collins passes to Kessler. Majemski on the wing. Offline with his 3. Utah shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. George against Curry. Outside for George. Kessler wide open. He fires. The three-pointer no good.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
Here's Curry with the 3. Utah with the rebound. Outside, Sexton drops in the tray. Sexton's got 5 points in the quarter.
You have to honor Sexton's jump shot. He has a strong grasp for when to let it fly.
Curry goes inside.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the 3.
And one other thing they have done well has been scoring in transition, looking to run whenever they can.
And you know with Curry, what impresses me most is his efficiency. That's not something we normally see in a high-volume jump shoot.
George dishes to Markkanen. And the layup's good off the glass. Markkanen's got the lead up to 5 now for the Jazz.
Look, you got to keep Markkanen out of the paint. He's just too big on that block and imposes his will.
Curry kicks to Butler. Butler on the attack.
And Butler, no stranger to these pressure situations. A big-time gamer who knows how to take over on key possessions.
George passes to Kessler. Driving the lane. Count that one. Kessler's got the lead back up to 5 now for Utah.
And coming down the stretch here, both teams still on fire.
Yeah, in hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold. That's not going to happen, it doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
Markkanen against Curry. Here's Sexton. A beautiful reverse layup. And the Jazz lead by 4.
Big shot player Sexton showing us he loves the spotlight. Seems energized performing here under the bright lights.
Curry crashes inside.
And with a limitless jump shot, the elusive ball handling skills, Curry can get a bucket pretty much whenever he wants.
Right wing. Markkanen with it. George sets a screen for Markkanen. Lays it up off the glass.
And you can trust an efficient shooter like Markkanen in the clutch. He's going to get a good look.
Curry against Sexton. The kick outside to Butler. Butler sets a screen for Curry. And it's off from three-point range. Utah has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Kessler against Green. Kessler passes to George. Kessler a screen on Curry. And that one's good, George.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
This has reached desperation time for him.
It's not going to be easy now. They're going to need just about everything to go right from this point on.
Here's Sexton. Can't convert the two-handed jam.
Oh, not a good look there, guys. No one near him, and he still flings one off the rim.
Butler in the corner. Here's Curry with the three. They get it back, and it's sent back by George. In the air and down hard. Woo!
Oh, stop.
So we see the Jazz get the win here. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group
men. Grab some popcorn for this face-off at the center position tonight, Grant.
Oh, no question, B.A. I mean, these bigs bring the size and skill. Who has more tools in their toolkit? I mean, we're about to find out.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Utah Jazz. Sexton and Markkanen out on the wings. Collins and Kessler there in the middle. And it's Clarkson in at the 1. Now here's Avdia. Here's Ayton. Oh, and the jam by Ayton.
The big guy going up and trying to rip that rim off.
Clarkson outside. Fires in the triple.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
And so it's Avdia with it. He brings it up for Portland. Fires from deep. Knocks down the long J.
And everybody wants to see what kind of range Sharp has. Looks like the NBA three-point line won't be a problem for him.
Now here's Clarkson. Pass to Sexton. Markkanen outside. Collins outside. Now here's Clarkson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Now Sexton. Top of the key. Sharp grabs the miss. And you watch Shaedon Sharp, Brent. The talent is undeniable.
Well, the athleticism really is something that jumps off the court for you. I mean, he's not just a scorer or a rebounder. I think if he uses that athleticism, he could become an elite defender in this league.
Now here's Markkanen. Outside Sexton. Puts up a deep 3. Utah gets it back. Clarkson outside. Markkanen outside. Back to Collins. Launches it. Portland grabs the miss. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Grant, the pass to Sharp. Oh, nice fake, but the layup's off the mark. The Jazz have gone 1 of 5 to start things off. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Kessler.
I know people can't see you, but you're doing what I'm doing. Scratching your head to that turnover.
Here's Avdia. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
I had a chance to catch up with Chauncey Billups, and I took the time to ask him about his strategy for Lauri Markkanen, and he said we know he's going to hit big shots and be physical on the floor, but we're going to make him work for everything tonight. I hope we can test every shot that he takes. Hope and hard work. Can't ask for more than that, guys.
Okay, thanks, Allie. Avdia with a steal. Now the Blazers on the move. Here's Grant. Out of bounds. It'll be Jazz ball. Jazz trail by 4. Clarkson passes to Sexton. Now here's Markkanen. Here's Collins. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Collins showing more and more some moves that he's getting comfortable with.
And both free throws good for Collins. Grant, there have been so many great players that have gone through Portland over the years.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's almost 50 years since their last title. It's a great city with a great fan base. And for their sake, I hope their second title comes soon.
And here's Grant from the arc. Gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
A nice smooth release from Grant that time. Can't let him get that kind of rhythm.
Sexton passes to Clarkson. Utah with another miss.
You could see he wanted to get it back. Sadly, he couldn't capitalize from outside the arc.
Pass to Kamare. Sharp against Collins. Avdia from outside. The rebound by Markkanen. Jazz trail by 5. For 3, Sexton. Pure from three-point range.
Sexton playing at his pace right now. That's a good sign for the entirety of the offense.
Right side Sharp. Cans it from the wing. Sharp's got 7.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Markkanen. For 3, Sexton. Gets the 3 to fall. He's got 6.
Well, Sexton's confidence growing now, knocking it down from the three-point line. That's big.
Who poked away? It's stolen by Clarkson. Deflected. He got it. No doubt that's a foul. And it's going to be a transition take foul. And Brent, what you like about Toumani Camara? He'll get in there and do the dirty work for you.
Well, what a ride for him to get the recognition to become an NBA draft pick. He did all the little things to put himself in a position to succeed, and then all of a sudden can get on the floor and contribute in so many ways. Versatile defender, knocks down some mid-range shots. These are the kind of guys who you love to see build out a career.
Now here's Avdia. Yet to see a basket. Three-pointer Sharp. Hits the three-pointer.
Wow, Sharp just making it look easy.
Jazz trail by 5. Clarkson outside. Takes it inside. And that one drops for him.
What a great option he gives them on every possession.
There's 6 seconds left in the first quarter. Avdia from outside. And so it's Shaedon Sharp making highlights for Portland. He put together 10 points in the quarter. Back to... And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Portland.
Just excellent first quarter defense. They've been really getting after it.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
Jeremy Grant out there with Denny Avdia. Then there's Sharp, then it's DeAndre Ayton, and it's Kamare in at the 2-guard spot. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. 5 to shoot. Boom! He jams it straight down.
And so difficult to defend. Sharp has 3-level scoring ability, and he is prolific.
Clarkson finds Collins. Kessler, a screen on Grant. Collins, no good. Trailblazers lead by 5. Pass to Avdia. Ayton against Kessler. Ayton passes to Avdia. And it's out of bounds to the Trailblazers as Portland retains possession. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, John Collins is fitting nicely on the Jazz, and Coach Will Hardy said he's given us a huge lift on the offensive end. He's a tough cover, the way he's able to mix up popping and rolling. The defense can't prepare for just one thing. It makes him a dynamic threat.
Able to score on multiple levels, Allie. Thank you.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that's unfortunate.
The 3 from Sexton. Counted. Make that 3 of 7 so far for him.
Sexton seeing the floor, knowing where to run that time. Good pace.
And there's a pick. Avdia with it. Picked up by Sexton. Kamare, no good. Jazz trail by 5. Collins inside. Working on Grant. Outside Sexton. Well, Brent, we hear the term empty stats ever so often. What are your thoughts about that phrase?
BA, when you play such a long season, there are going to be nights where the game is not all that competitive. But we also know that throughout the course of long seasons, there are teams that are not going to be competitive. Still, those guys going out there on a nightly basis and putting up their numbers, getting those reps in, it means they're capable.
Clarkson for 3. Knocks it down from distance. Clarkson's got 8 points.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
They get it back. Sharp. That is now his 7th field goal in 10 attempts. Impressive.
Yeah, good second chance bucket by Sharp. You gotta get in there and participate on the play to win those.
Marketing looking it over. Pass to Kessler. This one for 3. First shot won't go. Portland leading by 7. And here's Ayton. Avdia with it.
2 minutes remaining.
Here's Grant.
2 minutes.
Grant can't get that one to fall.
That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
All right, Brent, we hear the phrase 3 and D. Jeremy Grant is a perfect example of that, though.
Well, Grant's done a good job of trying to find some more confidence in shooting from the arc. He shot over 40% from three in one season. Defensively, he's versatile, he's long. I like him to play a little bit more physical, but if that comes along, he's the kind of guy you want to suit up with.
Anything you can do, I can do better. That one felt a little personal right there.
Yeah, again, you can't take this too far to make it too selfish, but that exchange, that's fun to watch.
And here's Grant from the arc, the offensive rebound.
You know, if Ayton continues to play with that kind of effort, possession by possession, he's a real tough cover.
Clarkson outside. Stolen by Sharp. Now the Blazers on the move. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And Sharp is the kind of guy who gets up there in a hurry. That elevator, that's got some extra juice.
Clarkson outside. There's 42 seconds left in the first half of basketball.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
For three, Sexton. Avdia pulls it in. Portland leading by 13. Outside Sharp. Up top Avdia. Pass to Ayton. Utah with the rebound. Here's Sexton. The three is up. The shot no good. And so it's Portland in command with a 13-point lead at the end of the quarter. They hold a real solid lead right now. Love their approach tonight. We'll be right back with you shortly. With a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Shaedon Sharp really making a difference here.
His whole first half looked like a highlight reel, rising up and just owning the rim.
Yeah, the defense has got to be a little bit embarrassed. There is no reason why he should just be on top of that rim.
Kicking off the second half. Here's Will Hardy's five. We've got Keontae George, Filipowski out there with Kenyon Martin. And it's Hendricks in at the three, small forward. Here's Martin. And the three off target. Portland leading by 15. Outside Thibault. Lets it go from deep. And the three-pointer goes. Thibault's got his first 3 points of the game.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on it.
Here's Sensabaugh, defended by Henderson. George for three, buries it from three.
Good balance and shooting mechanics give George that NBA range.
Simons with it. He's scoreless. Pass to Thibault. Pulls up. And the sweet roll that time on the rim. That one falls. And the Trailblazers lead by 17. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. George, a screen on Henderson. Sensabaugh, no good. The Trailblazers have gotten 3 of 4 shots to fall so far in the third. Simon's shot is good.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Simons outside. Henderson for three. And Robert Williams picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul.
Jazz trail by 17. And here's George. Fires the three. Sensible, no good.
That's his shot. And one, I'm sure, he wants back.
Henderson, the pass to Thibault. Over to the wing. Just 5 on the clock. Klingen's shot is off. Utah's gone 1 of 4 here in the third from range. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Outside Thibault. Here's Williams. And Williams clutches it home.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
And the gamble paying off.
Here's Sensible. And another miss by Utah. Trailblazers lead by 19. Well, Anthony Simons has credited Damian Lillard for helping him with his development.
Man, B.A., can you imagine every day on the opposite end of Damian Lillard as a young player in this league? Anthony Simons willing to listen and willing to learn. You see how far his game has come when the reins have been handed over to him.
For three, George connects from downtown. George has got 6 in the quarter.
And there's a nice rhythm to his three-point shot. You know, George has a confident stroke.
Simons against George. Simons passes to Williams. And Williams punches it home.
He may give up a little size, but has the bounce to hold his own.
Here's the pick. Puts up a 3. Another 3 for Utah.
I think the defense has more concerns out there on the floor, and they give him a good open look from the perimeter.
Henderson outside. Takes a 3. That shot is off. Jazz trail by 18. Here's Sensible. No good on the triple. Portland has gone 2 for 5 from 3 since halftime. And here's Simons outside. Nails it from beyond the arc. Simons got 5 now.
Simons is going to take his fair share of three-pointers. No fear from that distance.
Filipowski for 3. The shot, no good. Portland leading by 21.
The smart play. Wait and take the final shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
Pass to Klingen. Had the space there, but it's offline. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers sitting on a comfortable 21-point lead. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Klingen out there with Williams. Then it's Henderson. Then there's Anthony Simons. And it's Thibault in at the small forward position. That's the group on the floor for Portland. No good with the triple. Jazz trail by 21. Here's Clarkson. And Klingen pulls it down.
Hey, sometimes the best looks don't equate to points.
Takes the 3. Drains the triple.
Pretty much no one's going to pass up a shot like that so much for the defense.
And it's Collins penetrating. Can't connect from short range.
You're not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups. That is all timing right there. Just led him perfectly.
The Jazz have gone 0 for 3 in this fourth. Not good. Clarkson with a screen on Thibault. Marketing from long range. Thibault with the board. Portland has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Back to Henderson. From deep. And he throws it down with one hand.
Yeah, and Klingen is a gigantic player. He is so difficult to keep off the glass at times.
They get the rebound. Pass to Sexton. A shot to stop the run. Drops in the three.
That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
Moving along, 2 minutes gone in the fourth. Here's Klingon. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simons.
Unforced turnovers. He'll drive your coach insane.
A line change here for Portland. Sexton, a screen on Sharp. Fires the three. Another three for Utah.
Well, a lot of ways that Clarkson can beat you. Most of the time it's off the dribble, but when he's shooting the ball well, he's a dangerous offensive player.
Ayton, a screen on Clarkson. Pass to Ayton. Puts one up from 19. Rebound, Utah. Collins has got 4 rebounds in the game. Outside for Sexton. And it's Utah scoring again.
Well, they're on the right path now, but still in a pretty big hole.
Well, the run simply has given them a chance. Great work on both ends. They've got to now ratchet up a notch.
Pass to Kamari. Back to Sharp. Here's Kamari. Checked by Sexton. He shoots it. And again, unable to change momentum here. Jazz trail by 20. And again, it's Utah.
And I love that move for this guy. When he's in rhythm, that's money.
Kessler against Ayton. Again, the miss by Portland.
You get a feeling that he made that much more difficult than he had to. No reason why he had to fade away on that jumper.
Markkanen finds Collins. From deep. Can't get it to drop. Portland leading by 18.
And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the Trailblazers.
It's impressive how the reserve players stepped up and delivered in this one.
They didn't just help out. They made a big impact and really secured the win for their team.
It's scooped up. Outside for Grant. Three-pointer. Collins with the rebound. And so it's Sexton who brings up the ball for the Utah Jazz. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth. The three. Avdia pulls it in. Stolen by Kessler. For three, Collins. Portland with a rebound. Grant with it, picked up by Sexton. Grant outside to snap the cold streak. And he can't get that one. Utah with the ball. It's an 18-point game. Pass to Sexton. So no problem for Portland as they get the win. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their masterful performance.
And I'm sure they're
but eventually I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me and top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the field. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him
Plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
And now the Golden State Warriors starters. In the backcourt, we'll see Curry and Podziemski. Jimmy Butler is out there with Green, and it's Moody in at the 3 spot. Now here's Curry, and Stephen Curry with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Simons with the ball. To the middle. It's stolen by Green. Curry against Simon. Pass to Moody. Back to Curry. Butler sets a screen for Curry. Fires for 3. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Curry is just lethal from outside.
Richard, we know that not many teams have had steady core players like the Warriors have had over the past decade.
Well, there's so much player movement these days, and it's hard to keep any roster intact, let alone a superstar team like Golden State.
Now here's Curry. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul.
Jeremy Grant.
That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Stolen by Grant, and Grant with the clear path to the hoop. And the dunk by Grant.
And leaking out there in transition, Grant's athleticism and speed helping him when the break is on.
Curry gets the bucket.
Curry.
Curry's got 5 now.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
No good from Grant.
And the defense dodged one right there. Not the guy you want to leave open.
Pass to Podziemski. And stolen by Simon. Here's Kamare. And here is Grant. Out to the right wing. Here's Kamare. Green with the block.
This is the high-impact D we expect from Green, an intelligent defender who can find these blocks.
And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Guys, thanks. Well, Jimmy Butler is in the 5th stop of his NBA career. He'd been in a standoff with the Heat. As they hesitated to extend him at the number he desired, he knew there's going to be someone willing to pay up. And guys, I'm very interested to see how Butler fits in his new opportunity.
We'll continue to track that story. All right, Shams, thanks a lot. The Trailblazers shooting their first free throw of the game. And the free throw, no good.
And I love the footwork Ayton possesses. It's what makes him so dangerous close to the rim.
Outside Curry. A 3. Moody the pass to Curry. 5 to shoot. Green with a screen on Simon. It's Curry outside, and the Warriors miss again. Simons has got the ball here for the Portland Trailblazers. They trail by 3. Here's to Kamare. Ayton the screen. Takes a 3. Jimmy Butler with the rebound. Butler's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Chauncey Billups and I got a chance to talk for a bit. Now, I asked him about the challenge they face in defending Steph Curry. He said Steph is so hard to contain because of his constant movement off the ball. Conventional defenses won't work against him. The matchups will be fluid. He'll see a lot of different guys coming at him. He's looking and needing a total group effort. Back to you guys.
Thanks, David.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
is inside. And the wide open shot from Green. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
Yeah, Green knows he has to act fast, so he wastes no time finding the shot.
There's 57 seconds left in the first. Offensive rebound. Outside, Avdia. Now Grant. Into the lane. And the dunk by Grant.
And I like to see Grant taking that head-on approach, driving hard and taking control of the possession.
We've got 33 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And there's the call on DeAndre Ayton. That's his first foul.
Third team foul.
Curry way outside. Off target from three-point range. Portland has gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by.
And nice pass by Grant. And this is what happens when you become a great scorer. You draw defenders, which often leaves someone open.
Now here's Curry. 7 points in the game. Moody the pass to Curry. Goes up to the stripe. Unable to get that one.
Not that time, but that's a shot that he's going to make more oftentimes than not.
It's all tied in Portland. And we'll be back. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
And let me tell you, when you establish a physical edge, it gives you a mental edge too.
You've got DeAndre Ayton. Avdia is out there with Jeremy Grant. Then it's Anthony Simons. And it's Kamare in at the 2 spot. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Butler, no good.
Look, the defense was locked in on him there. They know how dangerous he can be, and they guarded him perfectly.
Green against Simon. Driving in. Grant for 3. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Hey, Greg, what about Jeremy Grant? He's had about every role you can imagine on any team he's played on.
And Kevin, he started out as a second-round pick, hoping to just make a team. He's been a bench spark plug, a starter, even a #1 option in Detroit for a couple of years. Grant's done it all.
Now Curry. Following the miss by Jeremy Grant from deep.
With his reach, it's hard to get anything over DeAndre Ayton.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Outside, Simon. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Here's Curry, right side Green. Curry finds Green, and we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
Call is jump ball.
Simons from outside. Curry with the rebound. The Warriors trailing. Fires the 3. Portland grabs the miss. Ayton's got his 4th rebound in this one. Curry with the steal. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Green with a screen for Curry. 6 on the shot clock. Golden State needs to get off a shot, and that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession.
Ball. Golden State ball.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Blazers ball.
Portland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And it's Simons off the drive.
Oh, An aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Right side Curry. Butler in the corner. Outside for Curry. And the Warriors miss again.
And he continues to cast away, but the results just haven't been there tonight.
Sinks the three-pointer. Grant's got the lead up to 7 now for Portland. Greg, what a great time to be a fan of basketball. Not just in the NBA, but all over the world.
Absolutely, Kevin. The sport just continues to grow, and there's increased value being placed on all-around skill, even in youth basketball. And I think that bodes well for the future of the game.
Now, here's Simons, following the miss by Draymond Green. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Grant for 3. The Warriors pull it in. Outside Curry. To end the drought. Avdia with the rebound.
Gotta find easier shots when you're already struggling. That's not gonna get it.
The kick out to Simons. Pass to Grant. Portland moving the ball around. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Now, here's Avdia. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. There's the pick. 6 to shoot. Kamare misses. The Warriors have gone an abysmal 0 of 6 from the field since the second quarter began. Curry dishes to Butler. Outside for Curry. Right side, Butler. Butler a screen on Avdia. Curry from 3.
When he gets a quality look like this at the perimeter, he can almost be automatic.
Simons against Curry. And it's Simons off the drive. And Moody pulls it down. Warriors trail by 4. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. For the 3. Again, Curry missing. Portland's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter. Only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Curry against Grant. And the dunk by Grant.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And so that brings the first half to a close. It's the Trailblazers. They're up by 6. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the... Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
Direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum roll. They're measuring up the shot.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Warriors trail by 6, setting the floor for the Warriors. They've got Hield. Gary Payton II is out there with Kuminga, and it's Spencer in at point guard. They kick out to Hield. Payton outside, 5 on the clock. Pass to Kuminga, and they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
Blazers ball.
Trailblazers leading by 6. Henderson with it. And then Henderson with the dunk.
A little like Donovan Mitchell there. Henderson makes some really tough shots in traffic.
Payton with a screen on Simons. Spencer the pass to Payton. Up and in on the layup.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Simons surveying the D. Down low, Henderson. Pass to Thibault. Now Klingon. The three. And Matisse Thibault gets the three. Thibault's got the lead up to 9 now for the Trailblazers. The Warriors shooting poorly, just 35% so far. Here's Spencer. Simons with the defensive effort. They could stretch the lead to double digits.
I mean, which would obviously put them in a very comfortable position. You can't teach size, right? Klingon is already one of the bigger guys in this league, and you can see him adding another 10 or 15 pounds of muscle.
Here's the three. A shot missing. And here's Hield. He'll bring it up for the Warriors. 11-point game. And each season, GA, it seems like Anthony Simons is given more and more responsibility.
And you can understand why. He's proven to be a versatile scorer, and now we are seeing him take the next step with his playmaking.
If the defense lets him inside, he will not hesitate. He'll gladly drop that thing right in the cup.
Pass to Klingon. Now here's Williams. Here's Simons. Klingon, the screen for Simon. They get it back.
2 minutes remaining.
Goes back up. It's good. Klingon's got 4 points in the quarter.
There he is, beasting on the glass, converting the opportunity, trying to put this game away.
Always giving max effort on the glass, taking everything they'll give him.
Payton outside. This one for three. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Outside, Simons. Here's Klingon. No good on the three.
Yeah, that's a shame because I'm not sure the defense will let him get a shot that good again very soon.
Outside, Payton. And that one drops for him.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And it's Simons off the drive.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that no.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that finish shows you how dangerous he can be as a passer and a finisher.
Here's Payton. Hield the pass to Payton. Pass to Spencer. From downtown. The shot that time, not on target. Trailblazers leading by 11. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock in game. Williams, a screen on Hield. Henders the dishes to Williams. Oh, and the jam by Williams.
Slashing with purpose there. After setting that screen, Williams knows where to position himself in these sets.
Good. Spencer's got 4 points in the quarter. 15 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's Simons. He's got 6. It's stolen by Hield. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. The Trailblazers shooting at 50% in a decent group. We've got Anthony Simons. Andre Ayton out there with Denny Avdia. Then there's Grant, and it's Kamare in at the 2. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Here's Avdia. The kick out to Simons. And the 3 off target. Warriors trail by 11. Here's Curry. Some solid defense from Grant.
Just enough resistance to force them as barely. That's one he'll generally make.
Here's Kamare. Here's Avdia. Pass to Kamare. Cranes the three-pointer. Kamare's got the lead up to 14 now for the Trailblazers.
He's just stretching them out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
And the lack of defensive pressure on shots like that is a big reason they're down by double digits.
Avdia, a screen on Curry. Now Avdia. Pass to Ayton. Clock at 4. Over Green. No good off the front iron. Warriors trail by 14. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Butler. Rebounded by Kamare.
Well, some trips you get the shot you want, it just doesn't fall. I'd go back to him in that area on the floor.
Majemski on the wing. Covered by Simons. Outside Curry. They get a hand on it. Butler passes to Curry. Launches a 3. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. Ayton's got 8 rebounds in this game. Here's Kamare. And here is Grant. Ayton controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Trailblazers lead by 16.
Assertive basketball. Ayton getting after it on the offensive glass, using his size to his advantage.
Goes up and finished off by Avdia.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, when you hustle on the break like he does, good things tend to happen.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And Portland making a change here. Sharp's checked in.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, and the risk now is that he gets inside his own head. Time to take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and let the game come to you.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
If you want to be great, you have to have that killer instinct.
Green with a screen for Curry. To halt the run, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You got to show some fire and keep defending.
Here's Sharp, and then Sharp with the dunk.
Oh, gritty play by Sharp inside. Defense puts contact on the rookie, and he still gets it to fall.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Here's Curry, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Trailblazers.
They simply ran him off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for DeAndre Ayton.
The work he put in on the glass helped shape this game, never taking a play off and closing out a number of possessions.
54 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Now Sharp. The tray. And Curry pulls it down. And here's Curry, who brings it up for the Warriors. Green in the high post. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up.
You love how physical Green is willing to get, enduring the foul and finding the bottom of the bucket.
And to me, Draymond Green really embodies the idea of a high IQ player. He can read the opposition, predict where a play is going, and those instincts aren't something that can be easily taught to anyone.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Curry finds Green. Back to Curry. Pass to Green. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. They won this game going away. They were the